Close your eyes. Now imagine you're walking through a Roman street at night. The stones are still warm from the day's sun, but the air cold, still watching. Everyone's gone home. But in the distance, there's a drum and a chant. Soft at first, but rising, like something ancient awakening. This is not the Rome from history books. This is the Rome behind locked doors. The Rome of secret cults. You think temples were built for prayer? Not always. Some were built to contain what should never be awakened. Let's start where the light dies. Underground, below the city. Beneath the taverns, there lies the Cult of Mithras. Only men were allowed. Initiates were blindfolded, stripped, and led down stone steps. The deeper they went, the less they knew who they were. David Ulanzi, in The Origins of the Mithraic Mysteries, writes, "The ceremony simulated death and rebirth, psychological transformation into loyalty and obedience. At the center of the cave, a statue. Mithras slaying a bull, blood pouring from its neck. Some say the blood wasn't always symbolic. Sometimes they used a real one. Sometimes more than a bull. Inscriptions found in Ostia Antica suggest only when the blood ran pure would Mithras listen. What does pure mean? That's the question no one wants answered. But above ground, another cult roared louder, the Bacchanalia. At first it was joyous, taining, singing, wine flowing like water. But as the sun set, masks came off, bodies twisted. Tongues spoke unknown languages. They said the god Bacchus entered them. Some screamed like they were possessed by demons. Historian Mary Beard in SPQR said, the Bacchanalia was more than a party. It was panic dressed as piety. In 186 BC, the Roman Senate acted, not with speeches, with swords. They executed cult leaders, banned the rituals, but the cult went underground. Deeper, darker, unseen, but never gone. Then came the cult of Cybele, the Great Mother. Her priests, known as Galli, did the unthinkable. In broad daylight, they castrated themselves in ritual frenzy. Crowds watched. Some cheered, others fainted. Lenny Roller, in Search of God the Mother, writes, self-castration was believed to bring divine favor, the ultimate sacrifice of masculinity. The blood was seen as a birth, not death. But what kind of god demands such pain? How many bled in silence for her? During March festivals, the streets of Rome would echo with screams, not of fear, but of transformation. A new priest born in agony, but the deepest fear. That wasn't for gods or monsters, it was for men who called themselves gods. After Caesar's death, a comet appeared. The people whispered, the gods have taken him. Soon, temples rose. Not to Jupiter, to Caesar. Suetonius in the 12 Caesars says, the people bowed to a man, became the divine Julius. And his successors demanded worship, not loyalty. The cult of the emperor began. Prayers were offered not for the emperor's health, but to his divine will. Refusing to worship him. Treason. And in Rome, treason meant torture. One senator who opposed the divine cult vanished. Only a ring was found, still warm. Then there's the festival of Saturnalia. On paper, it was a celebration. Slaves became masters. Masters became slaves. But what if I told you it was never just fun? Macrobius in Saturnalia writes, reversal of power was symbolic, but sometimes it turned deadly. In the alleyways, some used the chaos to settle scores, others to hide crimes. Blood spilled, and by dawn, everything reset. No questions, no justice. But we've only scratched the surface. There's a darker chapter still. The rituals no one speaks of. Human sacrifice. Yes, Rome banned it officially. But loopholes are easy when you control the Senate. Valerie M. Hope, in Death in Ancient Rome, tells of inscriptions near the Tiber River that mention 10 men buried under moonlight. For Rome's safety, no bones were found. Just shackles and a broken altar. There's also the Arval Brethren, a priesthood bound by blood. They held rites in sacred groves. What they offered remains unclear, but dozens of animal skulls and one human femur. were discovered in 1972. You see, Rome wasn't just about conquest, it was about control. And what better way to control people than through fear wrapped in faith? The Vestals, Rome's sacred virgins, guarded the flame of Vesta. But if one broke her vow, she wasn't executed. She was buried alive, and the city remained silent, as if her cries didn't echo through stone. Plutarch, in Lives, wrote, "No crime in Rome was punished more harshly than impurity in sacred service." And now, let's look forward. Did the cults die with Rome? No, they simply changed form. Shifted masks, the Mithric handshake, still used in secret societies. The torch of Cybele now decorates elite institutions. The Eye of Jupiter, found on modern currency. T.P. Wiseman, in The Myths of Rome, suggests mystery cults survived, not as religion, but as legacy. Whispered, hidden, ritualized. Even today, you may walk past an old statue, symbol carved above a door, and never realize what it means, but it remembers you. They say once you're part of a Roman cult, you never truly leave, because the gods of Rome don't forget and don't forgive.